This is Sophie Heller, and this is an ACT science question. This question is dealing with a scientist doing various experiments on white powder. So we want to see which experiment or experiments of these three experiments confirms that the white powder definitely contains carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. So let's just look at these experiments. So in our first experiment, experiment 1, we're talking about dissolving the white powder in water. And then in order to find the temperature of this white powder. So experiment 1 is basically just dealing with temperature. There's a decrease in temperature mentioned here. Must add heat to dissolve the solution, and then you recorded the freezing point of the solution. So this experiment 1 has nothing to do with the contents of the white powder. So it's going to be irrelevant. So we want to get rid of any answer choices with 1 in them. So we see that choice 4 has 1, so let's get rid of it. Experiment 2. So this first sentence will give you all you need to know. So qualitative elemental analysis indicated that the white powder contained only carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Okay, so these are things we want. So let's get rid of anything that doesn't have 2. So 3 only won't work. So we know that 2 is an experiment that confirmed the contents of the white powder. So let's just see if 3 also confirms it. So 3 tells us that a sample of the white powder was burned with excess oxygen. Okay, so a little bit different. And then the carbon dioxide and water were collected. And at the end of the experiment, they found that part of the carbon dioxide contains carbon and oxygen, and it contains hydrogen and oxygen. So you might be thinking, okay, all 3 of these elements are contained. This is good, but remember that excess water was added. And since water has oxygen in it and hydrogen, then we don't know if the hydrogen and oxygen found at the end of the experiment indicates that that was coming from the white powder or the excess oxygen. So 3 isn't going to be a safe choice. So as we see, 2 is the only one where we can definitively say that these 3 things came from the white powder.